In this video, I want to go over how to share and manage content when you have multiple locations, as well as how to manage employee profiles that work at multiple locations. I'm here in the roles. To navigate to this section, you'll go to Settings and then Roles. I'm in location mode, and here you can see my content group roles and my location roles. Anything that's in the content group mode, and to navigate to the content group mode, you just come here to the switcher and select that button to move to content group mode. All content group content will then be shared across to all locations, and anything that is specific to the location is going to reside and only apply to that single location. When you are ready to expand from a single location to multiple locations within your Jolt account, we can take this information and move it into the content group mode, essentially promoting it. And once it's been promoted, that content can then be used or shared on all those locations. So you want to make sure anything that you promote is something that should be shared across all sites. I'm going to go ahead and move into the content group mode. Here we have the content group mode roles, and then I have this locations tab where I can then select that and see which roles are created within my locations and then which location it pertains to. Now I'm going to move this role into the content group mode, so I'm going to promote it. You just select the role, and then up here in the corner you're going to move to the content group mode. It's verifying this because this cannot be undone. You can promote items to the content group mode, but once they're there you cannot move them back down. Now in the content group mode, we can see that kitchen role has been added, and then in the location, now we have just the cashier. Additional areas that you can promote is under the information library. So if we go to information, we have our content group mode, content for the library, and then you have a locations tab as well. Now in here, you have to open the category and the subcategory, and then you have this plus button on the right of each file that gives you the ability to move that into the content group mode. So again, taking anything from the location mode, promoting it into the group. For checklists, it's a little bit different as well. Let's go ahead and navigate over. When you're here, you can see I have my two locations. I can select the particular location I'm looking for. I can go into my COVID checklists, and then once I select any of my lists, it's going to open up, and it's showing that the items in this list belong to Sarah's Tasty Treats. If I come here to the three dots, I can actually move this list to the content group mode. So now I can promote any of those checklists that are going to be shared across all sites. Any of the settings that are established, so your schedule, any notifications, those will graduate with the list as well. So there's no need to change the list schedule to make sure it's displaying for the new sites. When you promote it, it'll automatically do that the next time the list displays. Now within your checklist, there are some additional functionality that's really important to know that you have the capability of. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my content group mode, and I'm going to come into this travel center checklist. You can watch the video regarding advanced sharing settings in the checklist section to learn more about this, but you have some additional options where you can allow items in the list to be deactivated. You can allow the locations to edit the text of the item, as well as adding in new items and rearranging the order of the checklist. So they can customize the list to match their site and their flow as long as you've opened up those permissions. Again, that's the advanced sharing video in the checklists. Now to manage profiles with multiple sites, when you go into the people section, you want to avoid creating duplicate profiles because that can cause confusion. You want just one profile for each individual person. When you go into an individual person, and you can view this in location mode or content group mode, but here, because I'm in the group mode, I can see both locations and then the roles that that individual's been assigned. Now, if Joe is moving over to just Sarah's Tasty Treats, I can remove both roles here for the TV example content, and when I save this profile, this individual will be removed from that location and stay in just the one. Or vice versa, I can come here to add to a location, they'll become a part of that drop down, where I can then select the location I want to add them to, as well as any additional roles that they may be assigned.